page 80. The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living, by Jeff Volek and Stephen Phinney. An expert guide to making the life-saving benefits of carbohydrate restriction sustainable and enjoyable. Section 2. Perspective. Chapter 3. The Modern History of Carbohydrate Restriction. 3.5. Atkins was not the only one. The series of books by Dr. Robert Atkins was not the only voice in support of low-carbohydrate diets. There have been many other books published on the topic, some bad and some good. Among the latter, we recommend looking at the Protein Power books by Drs. Michael and Mary Dan Eades 1, and also the work of Dr. Richard K. Bernstein 2, advocating the use of carbohydrate restriction in type 1 diabetics, the latter under close medical supervision. Recommended books. 1. Eades, MR and MD. Eades, Protein Power, the high-protein/low carbohydrate way to lose weight, feel fit, and boost your health in just weeks. 1999, Bantam. 2. Bernstein, R.K., Dr. Bernstein's Diabetes Solution, The Complete Guide to Achieving Normal Blood Sugars 2007, Little, Brown and Company. Senator McGovern's Dietary Guidelines. The official expression of the low-fat diet hypothesis was Senator McGovern's Senate Select Committee mentioned above. Between 1976 and 1980, this group set the agenda for who would testify and what would be decided vis-à-vis national dietary guidelines. The workings of this committee are discussed in detail in the book Good Calories, Bad Calories, 13. But it was clear from the beginning that the outcome would be in favor of reduced dietary fat and cholesterol independent of what the science showed. Recommended book. Taubes, G. Good Calories, Bad Calories, Fats, Carbs, and the Controversial Science of Diet and Health 2008, Anchor. Unfortunately, this bureaucratic intransigence in the face of data has not slackened. After their initial goals and guidelines between 1977 and 1980, the results of the MRFIT and LRC studies came in and were summarily ignored. Starting from Dr. Handler's position in 1980, those who argue either position strongly are expressing their values, they are not making scientific judgments. The MRFIT study gave a negative result and the LRC study came out statistically even. Nonetheless, the advocacy for a low-fat, low-cholesterol national policy lumbered forward. Why? By the mid-1980s, what had changed was that now the academic mainstream decided that there was more butter, or maybe a low-fat spread better fits the analogy, on the A-conformity side of the bread. No one within the academic community with Dr. Handler's courage and stature chose to stand up to question the king's wardrobe. But because the MRFIT and LRC studies had failed, and also because both of these large studies had failed to include women as subjects, it was decided that a new study should be done to demonstrate the benefits of a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet in women. The Women's Health Initiative, WHI. The ultimate, and also the most expensive, test of the low-fat heart disease hypothesis was the WHI launched in 1991. This massive study of 50,000 women tried to simultaneously address a number of health issues in women, including, but not limited to, the purported benefits of a low-fat diet. The participants were randomized to various treatments, including a group that was aggressively counseled to reduce their dietary fat to 20% of daily energy intake, which implies a goal of at least 65% of energy from carbohydrate. After 8 years, when the WHI investigators tallied the data, this low-fat group was found to have no reduction in heart disease, stroke, breast cancer, or colon cancer compared to the group that stayed on their usual diet, about 37% fat. Simply put, a vigorously promoted low-fat diet rich in complex carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables didn't seem to be all that healthful after all. Rather than admit that their carefully defended paradigm might be flawed, the study's proponents set about parsing the data to explain why their politically ordained healthy diet didn't work in this case. Nor did they adequately address criticism of their protocol design that had been openly expressed from the outset of the study. Credible critics had previously noted that the WHI study design was strongly biased in favor of their low-fat diet. 13. Thus, the lack of a positive result is all the more surprising, implying that telling women to reduce dietary fat may have harmed their health. Page 83.